So now we are going to discuss some questions related to the vector algebra. Here we have question number 3. An automobile travels 3 miles due north, then 5 miles northeast. Represent these displacements graphically and determine the resultant displacement analytically. So we will solve it analytically only. So the first thing we are going to construct is the direction. So we have north, south, east, west. Now the first thing that it travels 3 miles due north. It means it is going to travel in this direction 3 miles. So we are having the magnitude 3 over here, and here is this the direction of the vector. Then 5 miles northeast. Northeast means east of north, that is we are standing at north and we are moving towards east. So northeast means east of north, so we are going to move in this direction. And if no angle is mentioned over here, it means we have to take the angle 45 degree, otherwise the angle will be mentioned at like 30 degree northeast or 60 degree northeast or 40 degree northeast. If the angle is not mentioned over here, then it means we have to take 45 degree. So it means we are going to make the angle 45 degree at this point. So here you can see that I have draw a straight line at this point, and this angle is going to be a 45 degree, and this is my second vector, which of magnitude 5, or the 5 miles. Now what we have to find out, we have to find out the resultant. Resultant means we have to add these vectors. So this is already in the form as we have discussed for the addition of vectors, that we have to place the tail of the second vector at the we have to place the tail of the second vector at the head of the first vector. So here you can see that we have, it is already in the form, and we are just going to add the two vectors by joining the initial side of A to the terminal point of B. So here is my vector C that I have to determine. Now in order to determine the direction, that is the angle, and the magnitude of C, we will solve the triangle that we can easily see over here. It is a triangle OAB, and we are going to solve this triangle. Now in this triangle you can see that one side is given to be 3, the other side is given to be 5, and we have to find out the length of the side C. And as far as the angle is concerned, we are known the angle corresponding to the, or the opposite to the side C, as this angle is of 90 degree and this angle is of 45 degree. So the total angle is going to be of 135 degree. 90 plus 45 is 135 degree. So here is my information about the triangle. And now we will find out the angle phi, this angle phi, so that we maybe find out the angle theta by subtracting phi from 180 degree, and we can easily determine the direction of the vector C as well. So in order to solve this triangle, or in order to find out the value of C and phi, we are going to use the law of sine and cosines. So at first we will use the law of cosine in order to get the value of C. So by law of cosine, C square is equal to A square plus B square minus 2AB cos of the angle opposite to the side C, which is the angle OAB, or 135. So we have cos of 135 degree, and the answer is 55.21, and by taking the square root we get 7.43. So here is the value of C in this case. Now if we are able to find out the value of C, now that is we are having the three sides 3, 5, 7.43, and one angle is 135 degree, and we are taking this angle to be phi, and we can easily solve this or find out this angle phi with the help of law of sine. So here we have the law of sine. C over sine 135 is equal to B over sine phi, where B is having the value 5. So by solving this we can find out the value of phi, which is 28.41. So if this angle is 28.41, so we can subtract this angle from 90 degree in order to get the corresponding angle theta, which is 61.35 or 61 degrees 35 minutes. You can write the answer in this form or in this form, it's up to you, that this is basically decimal degree and this is degree minute second system. Now we have to express the answer, or we have to totally determine the vector C, or the resultant vector. So how we can represent that the resultant vector had the magnitude 7.43 miles, and for the direction it has 61 degree 35 minutes, or 61.58 degrees north of east. So here you have north of east, or you can say that it is 28.41 east of north. So it's up to you that you are going to define it with the help of this angle or this angle. Now we are going to discuss question number 5. So just ignore this one. So we are going to discuss question number 5. Show that addition of vectors is commutative. Commutative means A plus B will be equal to B plus A. So here you can see the figure that if I take the vector a over there, and this is my vector b, and I am going to add a plus b, that is I am going to place the initial point of b at the terminal point of a. Here you can see that we have placed in this position, and we are going to find out the resultant, which is simply joining the initial point of a to the terminal point of b. So here is my vector c, which is a plus b, and clearly op plus pq will be the resultant. And if I am going to add b plus a, so you can see that if this is point b, then the parallel side would also represent the side b, and this is the side a or the vector a. So b plus a is again the same resultant vector. So you can see that the vector addition is commutative. This is question number 5. Now you can simply solve question number 6 on the same basis, which is already solved, and you just have to go through it. Next we have question number 6, in which we are given with the some forces. Here these forces are given to you, and we have to find out the one single force which is required to prevent point P from moving. That if all the forces are working or acting on this point P, so it may be going to change its position, but we have to stop it by moving or from changing its position. That is, we have to find out one single force which is going to create a resistance in order to its moving direction. So what we are going to do, we will find out the resultant of these forces, and the opposite of that force will provide the enough resistance so that it stops moving from point P. So what we are going to do, we are going to find out the resultant of these vectors. So here we have the force F1, here we have the force F1, then the force F2. So here you can see that we are going to place this vector at the terminal point of F1. So here is the terminal point of F1, then F3, then F4, here is the F4, then we are going to add F5, here we are having F5, and then at the terminal point of this F5 we are going to place F6. So here you can see F6. So this is my initial point and this is my terminal point now, and I'm going to join these two in order to get the resultant vector. So this is my vector r, and minus r will be the required vector for prevention of point P from moving. Next we have question number 8. We are given with the three vectors a, b and c, and we have to find out the vector a minus b plus 2c. So at first we have to write down draw the vector a. So here I have the vector a. Now I have to solve it for a minus b. A minus b means I am going to change the direction of b but not its magnitude. So if the direction of b is in downward, so minus b will have upward direction. I am going to place minus b at the terminal point of a. So here we are having minus b, and the next one is plus 2c. Plus 2c means I am going to double the magnitude, but there is no effect on the direction. So here is the vector c. So here is the one unit and here is the second unit. So this is vector 2c, and I am going to join these two vectors, and here is my resultant vector in this case. Similarly you can solve this one as well, which is already solved over here. You have to solve question number 9 by yourself, and if you face any problem then you can discuss it with me.